This is the Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Cher is dating somebody 40 years younger than her.
Yep. So Cher is 76 and her boyfriend is 36. Cher said, love doesn't know math.
Does love know math, though?
Well,
like, is there a certain age where you could see yourself not being comfortable with it?
yeah, probably. Like, I'm even thinking if I were in Cher's situation, my boyfriend isn't born yet because I'm 32.
Yeah, not for a while.
Not for 8 years.
Yeah, that's kind of
crazy.
messed up. Would you have
What do
anything?
you talk about?
Would you have anything to talk about?
Like,
exactly.
her boyfriend's like, oh, did you get my Snapchat?
and she's
Cher's like, what?
Sorry, I was churning butter.
Okay, I don't think Cher is churning butter, but
You know what I mean, though? Like, the generation gap is just so huge.
same thing with Dane Cook. And Billy Ray Cyrus is dating someone who was on the set of Hannah Montana that was the same age as his daughter, Miley
See,
Cyrus.
I don't
It's
like
weird.
that. I don't like it.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I think once you're 36, you can date whoever you'd like. I think it is irresponsible for a grown-ass man like Billy Ray Cyrus to be dating somebody in their 20s,
Yeah,
though.
Dane Cook posted, like, it was like some sort of appreciation post for his now fiance because he's 50 and I think she's 20. I don't actually remember. Don't quote me. But he said, I don't know where you've been all my life. Well, she wasn't alive for half of it.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't know where she was. She wasn't existing yet.
She was in elementary school for a good chunk of it.
She was learning the alphabet.
Yeah. Like, what?
Maybe.
The half your age plus 7 thing still, in my opinion, it works out great.
What's mine if I'm 32? I'm just bad at math.
So half your age would be 16.
Yeah, plus
7 would be 23. A 23-year-old would be the youngest you could go.
Okay.
For me, I'm 40. Half my age would be 20. Plus 7 is 27.
27.
Which seems like a fit.
Nah, too young.
We're talking 40 years over here, and you are all of a sudden telling me 13s
I don't know.
too?
It's just weird. Like, even me picturing myself with a 20, what did you say, 23?
23-year-old.
Ew.
Oh, you do it every time you watch a hockey game.
They're clueless, though.
Some of them.
Most.
I bet there's some 23-year-olds listening right now that would love a chance to prove themselves to you.
I am good. Thank you, though.
Time for an interfrention. I'm sorry that I have to do this.
Is it that bad that we have to use the Young and the Restless theme song in the background?
Yes, it's very intense.
Okay.
I've noticed lately you've made the transition from one purchased coffee a day to 2.
Okay.
You're quite often having one in the morning, one in the afternoon.
Well, the holiday drinks are out.
I know. I've done some math.
No, we don't do math. I
did the math already.
Listen, I have the app, and I just add funds to my card, and I never have to look at the price points.
Yeah.
There's just always money on there.
I just want you to think about it.
No.
When I break down how much you're spending and what you could buy instead.
Why would you do that? Coffee brings me joy, and if you haven't tried, my latest drink, so you get a latte, and you do 1 pump sugar-free vanilla,
Here we
1
go.
pump sugar cookie syrup, and then you get some praline topper on it.
Sounds expensive.
It's so good.
Like I've said, you don't even drink coffee.
It is coffee.
No,
There's coffee in it.
It's barely coffee.
It's got 2 espresso shots in it. That's coffee.
That part is. Okay, so quick math. About $14 daily you're spending. That equals out to $84 weekly. That equals out, when you times it by 52, per year, to $4,368 annually.
Okay, but
No.
app, you collect stars, and
Okay.
therefore you get free drinks every once in a while. Like the other day, I bought 2 coffees, and I used my points, and it only came to $2.
That's what it should come to. That's what you should be paying for coffee. Let me continue. At $4,368 a year, I just did...
But that's what brings me joy.
Yeah? What would this bring you more joy? Flights to Munich, Germany, $1,318 for a ticket. Ticket to Harry Styles, who performs there in May, $310 for lower bowl. An Airbnb for 5 days in Germany, $868. And a German pretzel every day for a total of $45.
Don't bring pretzels into this. You know
That's
my muse.
that trip to Germany, flights there and home, maybe even a pit stop in London to see your best friend on the way home, coming out to $2,541.
So you're telling me I could do that trip twice?
That means there's $1,827 remaining, which would get you a top-end Nespresso, Gran Latisma espresso machine, and 2 years' worth of pods. All I'm saying is there's other options. There are other options out there for you.
But it's the experience. It's like you walk into the store, it's festive. There's a vibe when you grab a coffee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would there not be a vibe when you have a pretzel in your hand at the Harry Styles concert in Munich? Just think about it. Pretty wild situation shook down last night in the Oilers game. You were watching that scary movie. I was watching something far scarier in real life as Evander Kane ended up off the ice, rushing off the ice after getting his wrist stepped on. And it looked like it got a major artery with the amount of blood that was...
Gosh, like that is so scary.
Yeah.
Especially because he was probably in shock at first, right? So didn't take it as seriously as one would. I don't know.
He was... No, you know what? He looked down and saw the blood and I think he was planning to lay down.
Oh.
Because he was hurt. But then he realized, no, I have to get up.
I need stitches or I need someone to put pressure on this or whatever the case. And he went in for surgery last night.
Yeah, he went in for surgery. So we're hoping that that he's okay. Connor McDavid was quoted talking about it, and he just said, there's 100-mile-an-hour pucks flying around. There's a bunch of us on knives, skating as fast as we can, running into each other as hard as we can. He's like, you look at the game from the outside looking in sometimes, and you're like, oh, dang, that game can be very dangerous. And it was proven last night with Kane getting stepped on like that.
Well, and you even think figure skaters, when they're lifting someone above their head and they're not wearing a helmet.
For sure. You look at all winter sports, how fast skiers are going down the hill. It's a life or death situation quite often. And it's amazing what these athletes have been able to do. Snowboarders throwing themselves into 720 reverse sow cow McFlurries or whatever their moves are called. But
I was listening to a podcast with Wayne Gretzky on it the other day. It was really good. If anyone wants the link, I'll send it to you. But I mean, even just the fact that they didn't wear helmets. Goalies
used to not wear helmets.
What?
Exactly. And they said the glove is meant to protect that part of the wrist.
And so did his glove fly off?
Well, no, it's because he fell down, and so he exposed his wrist when his arm was over his head.
And it was Patrick Maroon that skated over him or landed on it?
He was kind of trying to sneak by him.
Yeah.
And lifted his leg and just didn't lift it high enough. Yeah. Oof. An injury like that, if there's not medics right there, I don't know if Evander Kane makes it. Honestly, that's how touch and go that would have been with a major artery cut in the wrist. You could bleed out within seconds. So we're happy that he recognized how serious the situation was and that the medics jumped in action. He had surgery last night.
Yeah, and following along the Edmonton Oilers social media to get him as many updates as we can.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated if we hear of anything. Apparently the surgery went well and there's no timeline for his return to the lineup, but we're just glad he's doing well.
It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay.
We are joined by Ben, first time through. You ready to win some money, Ben?
I'm ready.
All right, so here's how the game works. You're going to pick a teammate, either Lisa or myself. Your teammate will leave the room. Then we will give you 5 words. You hit us with the first word that comes to mind for each one that we give you. You got 25 seconds to do so, which seems like a decent amount of time so far since we implemented the timer.
Yeah, nobody has run out of time yet.
And then we'll invite your teammate back in, give them the same 5 words. For everyone that matches, it's $25. If you hit all 5, it's $1,000. So who are you rolling with today?
I am going to go with Ryder today.
Yes. Get out of here.
I'm gone.
Okay, so Ben, I'm going to start the timer right after I say the first word, okay?
Okay.
Okay, he is completely out of the room. Ben, what comes to your mind when I say sprinkles?
Donut.
Towel.
Shower.
Plate.
Meal.
Beach.
Microphone.
Volcano.
Eruption.
And again, beach.
Oh. Sand.
Sand. I knew you didn't hear that properly, so I'm going to let you have that one. Ryder, come back in. I was like, who thinks of that word with that word? He definitely didn't hear me.
I thought you said speech.
Oh, okay. That would make way more sense. Okay, Ryder is back in the room. What comes to your mind, Ryder, when I say sprinkles?
Donuts?
Yes!
There we go.
All right, we're rolling.
We love to see that. Towel.
Towel? Oof, I got 2 words.
What would Ben say?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say, oh God, this one's right in between the two.
Go with your intuition.
Shower.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's go.
Ooh, what was the other word?
Dry.
Okay. Plate.
Food?
Meal. You suck.
No, I don't suck. I'm actually really good at this game.
Okay, so Ben has $50. Let's make it 75. What comes to your mind when I say beach?
Sand?
That's right. Okay.
100 bucks.
Make it $100, okay?
That's what we're going for. Here we go.
Ben deserves it. What comes to your mind when I say volcano?
Erupt.
Eruption.
We'll count it.
We'll count it.
Pretty good.
So close, Ben. You
100
picked
bucks.
$100. Oh, Ryder.
What, you
Thank
blaming
you,
me
guys.
for that? I played a great game.
You did. But we have to blame someone, and we're not going to blame Ben.
I'm blaming Ben.
No.
Take the blame.
Times you've gotten back at another driver for being terrible.
Purple Pants Kyle wrote in saying the neighbor came and knocked on our door and asked me to move my vehicle because I parked in front of her house. She felt like that was her spot on the street. What is with that?
I don't know.
It's not your spot on the street.
It's not.
So we argued and I eventually just moved it. A couple days later, she parked in front of my house. So what I did is I parked 3 inches behind her with my work vehicle, went inside, grabbed the wife's keys, backed her van up 3 inches in front of her vehicle, locked them both, and went inside, waiting for the eventual knock on the door. That is so funny.
Yes, well played. I like that
you
one.
You can't get out.
No, I get, it's funny that I feel like I'm a fairly composed dude, but for some reason when I'm on the road sometimes.
Yeah, the rage it'll get you.
So there was one time when I ended up almost getting run off the road because Buddy just would not let me in. And like
That is so rude.
I had so much time
I've
and
never
space,
understood that.
and
Just
he
let
like
me in.
sped up when I put my blinker on.
Oh, the worst.
And then we ended up at a light beside each other, and he was like, he looked over and he started like laughing. Him and his bro started like laughing at me, and I was so mad about it. So I unrolled the window and just gunned a water bottle at their the side of their vehicle, and then took off. It was just like a plastic water bottle, but it was full, so it might have done like
Little
slight damage.
Yeah, that's a bit extreme.
But I had backup as well. Like there was 2 of them, and there was 2 of us. So
Your daughter?
yeah, she was about 5 or 6 at the time. She would have been ready to throw some bombs.
How responsible of you. I will say I do respect your move where you get your daughter to unroll her window and just give a thumbs down when people screw up. That is
Yes.
so I would feel awful. This text doesn't have a name attached to it, but it says take a picture of their plate, print it out, paste it over yours, and drive like a maniac through red light cameras. They'll get $1,000 in tickets. P.S. Love your show. Been listening since we moved here from Ontario
Hey.
in March. Thank you. That is a bit extreme, though.
I like it.
Pretty awesome.
Julie said, my ex honked at a person that ran a red light, cutting us off. The person did a U-turn and started following us, so we just drove to the police station. Yours was a parking issue, and it kind of backfired on you. What do you got?
It was a few years ago at West Ed. I was waiting for a parking spot, pretty congested by Bourbon Street. Sitting there for about a couple minutes, somebody was backing out, and then a car swoops in, cuts me right off. So I'm pissed. I drive away and then pull up to the T&T supermarket, grab a couple fish heads and slap them on the hood. I stuck one on the antenna, so they had a fish head just sticking right up in the air.
Amazing.
And then I decided to wait and see when they came out because I wanted to see their reaction. And sure enough, Two people that come out of the mall and get into the van are two nuns.
Oh my gosh. Did your jaw drop?
I couldn't believe it. I just sulked down in my chair and felt terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
They probably would absolve you of your sins though. Like, did you watch them remove the fish?
They were so stunned. I honestly just sulked down in my chair and closed my eyes. I didn't know what to do.
Talking road rage and what you do about it, what you've done about it, or just ways you've gotten back at crappy drivers. 780-784-7107. Lots of text rolling in on this and some calls as well.
Kelsey wrote in saying they actually sell pre-made cards that you can put on people's windshields at the Maker's Keep, which is a local boutique, if I'm not mistaken. They're so funny. I've actually used one before, is what she wrote in. So it says, you're a bad driver.
Not bad.
Which is that would suck. Honestly, I would look at myself in the mirror and probably fix my bad driving ways. If I came out of a store and that was on my windshield, that's mortifying.
I tell you, you're a terrible driver constantly, and you've never looked in the mirror about it. You just
I'm not a bad driver, Ryder. You just drive way too slow.
Oh,
you go 20 in a 40 zone.
No,
it's insane
I
because
don't.
you got to take a look around. Oh, what's new at the playground over there? Oh, it looks
that
like
sounds so creepy, and that's not something I do. Now you're literally making things up. That I drive really slow by playgrounds.
That's not what I meant. Okay, hold on. I was just trying to think of an example because you have your head on a swivel all the time. You're always looking at what's new, and I don't know why I said playground. I regret it. That came out wrong.
Thank you.
I just meant new buildings that are going up.
Yeah. Thanks again. Ashley said, my fiance and I were driving home from BC and there was an accident. One vehicle snuck into the other lane to try to cut everyone else off. My husband was so mad at him, or my fiance, I suppose, was so mad he took out some M&Ms that we were eating and threw them at the vehicle so hard. I was cry laughing.
Okay, but if you're willing to get rid of an M&M, you're mad.
Depends what kind.
Well, the regular I don't care for.
Right.
But if there's
they wouldn't
peanuts in
damage a vehicle either way. The almond ones, they're heavy.
And they're a delicacy. So
That's
if you're
right.
getting rid of one, oh my goodness. Brianna wrote in saying, honestly, I just want to know if anybody does the courtesy wave anymore. That's what really makes me mad when I do something nice by letting someone in and they don't even wave. That, I have said this for years and I'll say it again. That should be taught in driving school. Mm-hmm. That should be mandatory, and you should be ticketed if you don't give the courtesy wave.
Well, and people will say, well, you don't have to. You're supposed to let people in certain situations. I know, but if everybody was a little bit more friendly on the road, wouldn't that be a better world? Let's all just courtesy wave when it's appropriate.
Also, can we figure out the zipper merge? It's not that hard.
Okay, wow. You're getting fired up over there. What do you do, or what have you done?
Seems like every single time I go to Edmonton or I go to Red Deer, I always end up getting somebody that's road raging.
Okay.
So all I ever do is I just smile and wave at them.
And they hate it, don't they?
Oh, they hate it so much. That makes them go off even more.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going today, Ryder?
Good.
Good, buddy. I created my own little system, actually. I made up some road rage flashcards.
No, you didn't. What do they say on them?
I 100% did. I got 7 of them that are in the door pocket on my thing. There's things like idiot. I've got one that I did them in stencils.
I thought it was going to be this long-winded sentence on a big
No, it's I cut out pages like the size of a license plate, and then I did them in stencils, and I laminate them. Idiot, use your signal, get off the phone. I did one that says move, but I did it in backwards. So when you hold it up, I hold it up for the car in front of me to be able to read it in his ear if he's going too slow in the fast lane.
Whoa!
Yeah, and the best one that gets the most reactions usually just says goof. You hold them up and tell they're a
can't
goof.
be calling people that.
Don't be showing anybody that around the remand center. Apparently that word doesn't go over well in jail.
No, it hits home, that's for sure.
Ryder didn't grow up in Edmonton in the 90s, so you've never experienced a field trip on a school bus down Groat Road.
That sounds like so many specific things. How
Okay.
many people have experienced this? A lot?
A lot of people. So if you had a field trip and all of you got on the school bus and you'd be on Groat Road, everyone collectively at the same time while taking the bends would lean to the side and go, whoa! And then the other way, whoa! And back and forth down Groat Road, the windy road. Experiencing that in the 90s on a school bus was so unhinged and so fun. We need to pack a school bus with people like Ryder who didn't grow up here.
No, because I think if you had a bunch of adults doing it, you'd tip the bus.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, it's not that aggressive.
If everybody leaned one way while you're taking a corner, that could throw a bus around.
Did anyone else just have a memory unlocked there, though? The nostalgia of school bus?
I feel like I can experience this if I sign up to be a chaperone for one of my daughter's field trips that she lives on the south side. So it'd have to be like Tell Us World of Science maybe.
You'd have to be heading to St. Albert or something.
Yeah. If that was the case... Yeah, the Hyundai all the way around kind of screwed it, right?
Yeah,
that's what most people would take now.
Super boring. Sarah just wrote into 780-784-7107 saying, I didn't have the field trips on Groat Road, but I would always get car sick and I'd have to lay down in my dad's truck when we would take Groat Road.
Okay.
This text from Will says, that was the best, Lisa. I remember it. We all did it.
I'm just going to go try it in my car today.
It's fun.
The Ryder and Lisa replay.
Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free.
Play 107.